Can you hear me, Ray? Because if you can hear me, I'll get started. There we go. It shows a viewer now. Perfect. All right. Well, here we go then. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Since you've joined, let me see if I can make it to where you should be able to talk back to me. Oh, you're on the iPad. Oh, you're on a tablet. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through the training then. And if you have questions, text me. I'll answer them. And we'll go through it that way. You pull up the old website here. Perfect. And now I'm just going to share my screen. Awesome. So you should be seeing my screen now. So to explain how this works, on the left-hand side, we've got what the actual control panel looks like where you edit your site. I've got a bunch of school sites because I'm working with a bunch of different schools. You're just going to have yours, and as soon as we're done with this training, I'll send you an email with your username and password, and then what we'll do is you'll get your username, password, all that fun stuff, and then you can start editing. If that makes sense. So for Flower Mound, you can see right here, this is what it looks like in the control panel. It shows your website address. Of course, it's actually going to be the flowermound.k12.ok.us when you get yours. I'm still editing the temp site because I don't want to mess with your live site. And so if I want to edit a page, the first thing I just need to do is just click on the name of the page. So if I click on administration, it opens up the administration page, and then it looks like just any sort of text editor that you're used to using, right? So you can see the editing bar across the top, and then if I wanted to make changes, I could just type anywhere in the box, and put in whatever I want, and then if I were to hit preview, it's going to give me a preview of what that page would look like. And if I were to hit publish, it's going to make the changes live. So really, it's just I type in the box, hit publish, it's live on the site, and we're ready to go. So let me go through the editing tools across the top real quick, just so you can see a little bit about how our editor works and how you update things. So in the top bar up here, it starts with the really basic stuff, bold and italics, which is normal, The link tool is where it gets pretty powerful, and there's a lot of stuff there. So if I were to highlight some text here, and I just hit the link button, I can do a few things. The first is I could just, put in a web address, so I could just say, hey, google.com, if I could type google.com. Okay, that's going to link to Google. And then, I could do that. If I go to Target, I could say, hey, open it up in a new window when they click on it. So I have that option available. Yes, I'll make this full screen since it's hard to see here. Hopefully that's better. So you can see here, I have this, I have the URL, I can put that in. The other thing that I can do is I can link to an email. So I could say, hey, let's link to, ben.parker@opsrc.net. I could even put in a subject for the message. I hit OK. It's going to make that link to where when they click on it, it's going to open up the preferred email editor, put my email address in there and a subject if I've said, and even I can start the message for them. And then that'll be there. They can email me. So I can do that. I can also link to an anchor in the text. So an anchor You've probably seen this mostly used on pages like a frequently asked questions page. So what it does is, you'll have a bunch of questions up top, and you click on the name of the question or the link of the question, and it takes you down to the answer in the page. So those are for like really long pages with a lot of content. If you have a lot of content, you can insert an anchor and then link to the anchor. If you've inserted anchors, they'd be present here. So I'm going to go back to URL. This is also where we would upload stuff. So let's say you're uploading a board agenda, which is what we talked about doing today. We wanted to upload a board agenda, right? So, one of the things, I'm going to cancel this out. We could say, and this isn't the board page, but this is just a test. We could say, hey, July board agenda. And I wanted people to be able to click on that and get the July board agenda. So what I can do is just highlight that, click on the link box, and instead of messing with any of this, I can just go to upload, and I can choose a file. So I'm going to go to documents, and I'm going to see if I can find some sort of, here's a flyer. So I choose my file, I send it to the server, and then I just hit OK. And so now this text is linked to the board agenda that I just uploaded. And I can upload PDFs, Word documents, PowerPoints, all MP3s, all kinds of files. Any kind of file you want to upload, you can upload it and have it linked there, right? So that's the link tool, pretty powerful. And like I said, because it's where you upload all your documents. So that's like a really important tool. Now, if I wanted to remove a link, I could just highlight it and then click the little unlink button here. It's going to remove the link from that selection of text. The next tool is the anchor tool. And like I said, this is if I wanted to insert an anchor and link down to that point in the page, I could use that to insert an anchor. The next tool is the remove format button. And so you can like select all the text. Like if you copied and pasted text from a Word doc or PDF, and it was like really colorful and it had weird font, and you copied it and you pasted it in, and you could select it and hit the remove format button, and it would just make it all normal text. So you don't have to have like, weird looking text or go through and style it all individually. You can just make it all normal. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that text because we don't need it. The next button, these matter where your cursor is. So like if I wanted to put an image in for Mr. Trent, I could put my cursor here and click the image button, and it brings up this box. Now I can put the URL of an image I might have in here, but just like a document, I'm probably going to have to upload it. I don't have it somewhere already. So I can say upload and choose a file, and I'm going to go and hope that I have some sort of pictures here that I could use. Let me go to my desktop. Oh, look, I've got your logo here that I exported for you. So I'm going to hit send it to the server. And you'll notice it that's a really big image. It puts it in here. I'm going to change the width to like 150 just so I can kind of see, right? You can see the image, and it gives me a preview of what it would look like in the text. So you can see it's just sample text, and it automatically, kind of keeps it in perspective. I can click the lock button and make it just change the width and not the height, but it changes it proportionally if you keep that locked. So I can change the width, whatever, and then I can do some other things, but I can also change the alignment here. So I could say, hey, left align so that the text kind of wraps around it, or I could right align it so the text wraps around it the other way. And if I go left align, you'll see it's all really close here, so I can put some space here to kind of free it up. Let's change that to like 10. Get a little space, and I can do the same thing at the bottom, so it's kind of even. So that way there's space all around it if I wanted to do that, so text isn't right up touching it. And then I can even link the image. So if I hit link, I could say, hey, I want this to go to google.com or whatever it might be, right? Like, so they click on maybe there's a yearbook ad, you're selling yearbooks, they send you a little image, you put it in there, you can link it to whatever link they sent you. That way when they click on the image, it goes to the link, that sort of thing. So I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want to put this image in there. But if I hit OK, it would just insert it wherever my cursor was. The next one, it's titled Flash, but what this really is this is video. It's what it is. So you have images, video, and typically when you put a YouTube video in a web page, you've probably done this before, you go to YouTube and you grab the embed code, and then once you have the embed code, you copy and paste it in, and it embeds it in there. With this, I just have to go to the YouTube video and copy the URL of it. So whatever, the URL is of the video, I paste it in there and hit OK, and it automatically inserts it into my page wherever my cursor was. And I can change the width and the height, and I can give space around it too, and it would give me a preview. I don't have a YouTube video chosen. I do have some choices here. I can upload a file. If you wanted to upload your own video, you could do that. I don't suggest doing it just because serving it from our server and people having to be able to read the raw file that you uploaded isn't as good as YouTube, which automatically detects a person's internet speed and will dumb the video down if it needs to, and plus they're built for serving videos and it's free. So I highly suggest doing that, but if you needed to upload, you could. So that's video. The next one still matters on where your cursor is because it is a table. So if I click on this, this is just like Microsoft Office or anything else you might have used. How many rows, how many columns, do I need headers, what's the border size, do I need captions, all that fun stuff. I hit OK, it's going to insert a table and I can put in information. So if you're wanting to insert a sports schedule and you don't want to just upload a PDF or put it in the Google Doc, maybe, or whatever you might need a table for, and you can insert one of those. The next one, once again, matters where I put my cursor. You see right here, I get a horizontal line, and I can click that, and it just gives me kind of a separator line. So if I see I've got kind of two different things here, and I wanted to separate the areas out, I could insert a horizontal line with backspace and get rid of that. But just kind of a way to delineate, put the page into sections. That's what that allows me to do. And now the next one is insert special character. So if you're looking to insert, a copyright symbol or any little weird little what they call chevron arrows or anything, when you copy and paste from a Word document into here, like a special symbol, like if you publish it, chances are it probably won't look right. In HTML, it'll probably be all scrambled and weird. This gives you a chance to kind of put in those special symbols without them getting all jacked up. So. And then the rest of these are probably going to be pretty straightforward. I can insert or remove an ordered list or a numbered list. I can put in a bulleted list or an unordered list. I can decrease or increase the indent on the page. I can left, center, right align, or justify text. This next little piece I think is pretty cool. It's called Show Blocks, and if I click on it, it just shows me everything on the page. So you can see here, this is an H3. It's got the little H3 up in the corner. It's a heading. This is a paragraph. This is an H3. This is a paragraph. This is helpful when you want some text to go right below some of this, and you want to get it in the same group, and for some reason it's closer to Flower Mound or down here. This helps you kind of see the blocks and what's kind of paired together. Makes it easier for you to get things pieced together if you're trying to organize. So you can turn that on or off. It's just a view, just kind of shows you what things are and labels them for you. The next piece is spell checker. So if I click on the spell checker, it comes up and it will spell. Obviously, it doesn't know DAX. I can add that word to my dictionary, so it will remember it. And you can see here, hey, we misspelled extension, so I can go ahead and I could, fix that if I wanted. And I can say, hey, yeah, change to extension. That's fine. All that fun stuff. It'll go through. I can even have a grammar and a thesaurus, all that fun stuff. I'm gonna X out of that. So, which is, I need spell checker too bad. And so it's a good thing to have for sure. And then the next tool is if you want to get super fancy. You're a tech guy. So there are probably some things you want to try from time to time. If I hit source, it just gives me the code. So here you can see this is just the HTML code in the editable sections. So I can put in whatever kind of HTML code I need to put in. If you've got some cool little widget from something, or AR. I know AR has those fun little editable, embeddable widgets where you can put in a widget and it'll tell people how many books your school's read and all that fun stuff. That's something you do. You can grab that code and switch to this view and figure out where you want to put it, and then just paste it in, and then you can turn the source view back off. But if you want to work in HTML code, if you know it, if you feel comfortable in it, you can do that. Formatting, this is where it tells me how things are formatted. So you can see here up in Flower Mound, if I click on Flower Mound School District, you can see it's an H3 heading. You know, and so H3 heading down here, this is just normal text. And so anytime I put in some text, you know, new text here, I can change the formatting. So, you know, I can make it a heading, and just like a Word document, you work, like we have H1 and H2s up above the page. So typically on the page you start with H3, but whatever you want to do, it's your page. Some people just use it to get larger text, but you can, you know, all the way down the headings, all the headings. I can also change my styles. So I can make it, you know, strike through or underline or like a variable or a cited word. Like I have all these different things I can do with it. And then on the far right-hand side, I have these sizes. So I can change my font sizes if I wanted to. And those are the editing tools. They're real simple. It's the same across the site. Every time you find an editable area, it's going to be in a box like this, and you're just going to edit. I'm going to show you a couple that are a little different. The first thing I want to show you before we move on is up in the top right-hand corner, I've got this little revision history. Now, unfortunately, I can't give this to everybody. I wish I could. It doesn't let me. But I can keep a revision history of the pages. So you can see here, this page was edited 19 days ago, 20 and 20 and 20. And I can view all the revisions and see what they look like. But what basically I'm doing is I'm keeping archives of your edited pages. So let's say you're editing the website and you have let's say we build a counselor's page and your counselor's putting information up or librarians putting information up, and they make a mistake, they change something they shouldn't have, they deleted stuff. You can call me up and say, Ben, listen, somebody made a mistake on X page, and you can say, hey, I made a change, you know, just last week, the week before, and that's what needs to be up there. Can we go back to that? I can go back to that version and put it back in place for you, so you don't have to remember what was there and rebuild it from scratch, which is really good. So instead of having to, you know, once again, go back and try to start over, it just makes things simpler. If I wanted to go back home, I just click on Control Panel up top. That's going to go back and list all of my pages. Since I've got a list of them right over here, I'm just going to click on Homepage, and you're going to be able to see what Homepage looks like. Like I said, this one's a little different. So what I want to do is I just want to go to your website here and show you something. On your homepage, you've got slider, and then you've got enrollment, lunch menu, calendar, bullying, and then your news and school closings, all that fun stuff. Well, it's the same way here. I've got the slider images, I've got enrollment, lunch menus, calendar, bullying, and it goes all the way down in order of how it appears on the page. So there's just the different areas that are editable. You can change that, you know, lunch menus, pick up your breakfast and lunch menus will be available when school starts back in the fall. Maybe you started back and you say, you know, hey, grab this week's, you know, lunch menu by clicking here. And then, you know, you could highlight by clicking here, and you could link it, upload your, you know, choose your lunch menu, send it to the server. Okay. Now that's going to be linked to your lunch menu. You publish it, it'll be on the front page in that lunch menu box. If I want to change my slider images up top, so I have these slider images, and these are kind of meant to show off your school. They're supposed to be kind of like the nicer images or whatever. It tells you what size they should be. So we're telling you, like, hey, if you replace these, it should be this size. If you don't have Photoshop or an image editing application, well, you know, we can do that for you. And during the school year, when we're not editing 8 million sites at once in the middle of the summer trying to launch them all, we're really quick. So, you know, just, you know, makes it easier. You can just say, hey, will you throw this image up? We'll put the logo over it. If you do have Photoshop, we'll send you the Photoshop file so you can just drop a picture in and export it. Completely up to you. And I'll talk more about image galleries here in a minute, because we can add some to your page to make it much easier for you. And then I want to show you the news section. So on the news section, you'll see here you've got like this, you know, National Blue Ribbon School, the date, blah, 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 and here's the news article. You can see this is a repeatable section, and you see the news section has all these different pieces to it. I'm actually going to change this style back down to 12 because I think that's where it should be. And you can see all of this, and it's all bound together in one big gray box. So let's say I wanted to add another news article, like a brand new one. What I could do is hit the plus button right up here where it says add, and it just duplicates this. So now I have 2 National Blue Ribbon schools, and I could say, you know, this is a news article, and I could say, hey, it's from August 2016, and I could put in all of my content, copy and paste a bunch of stuff or type it in, and then right here, this is what we call the read more box, and this is just a chance for you to put in one of those read more links if you wanted to. You don't have to. Like if you're linking to a News OK article, you could say read the rest here, and then highlight it, click the link button, and insert your link. And that way, you could throw one paragraph from the News OK article here and then let them read the rest. Or you can even just put that down here. It's up to you. If you don't have anything, you just delete it, and you don't have to deal with it. And then, if I wanted to delete an article, well, right up here, I've got the trash can. I can get rid of it. I can move them up and down. Like if I have multiple articles, I can go, oh, I want this one to be up top. Click the up arrow. It's going to move up. Well, I'm going to trash this because I don't need to add it. And then your sidebar content is right down here. So, which is this right here. So you can change all that information if you like. So I'm going to go back home and leave. It's really easy to edit, I think. Now, one thing that we can do for you is we can add image galleries, and I can send you a few links of examples just so you can see what they're like. But basically what it will allow you to do is upload to a Facebook page or a Facebook photo album, or you can upload to Instagram or Flickr. They're all free. And when you upload it and marked it public, it would automatically be in a gallery on your website. That's absolutely possible thing to do. So that way, if you're in an assembly, you snap a picture, you upload it with your phone, it's on the website. You don't have to worry about pulling it off the phone and coming back to the computer and adding it to a gallery and publishing the gallery. You can just add it from your phone. Makes life way simpler. If that's something you guys want to do, let me know. I'll send you some instructions on how to kind of get it started, and then we can just kind of get kicking on it. So, oh no, it says it stopped on you. Man, I'm still flying on my internet. Okay. So hopefully it'll pick back up. We'll have a YouTube link where you can watch it later too, by the way. So anyway, that's it. If you wanted to clone a page, so let's say you wanted to make a new page, a page that doesn't exist. You said, hey, I wanted to make a youth basketball page. We have a page that you can clone. And over on the right-hand side, you'll see icons. One of them is an eyeball. One of them is a clone button. One of them is, I can rename it. And then you have settings and delete. You probably won't have all of these, but you will have the clone button. So I can choose this page and clone it. It will make a copy of that page, and then I can name it whatever I want and put in information and create new pages. So if you want to create pages, you can create them. And then the only thing it won't do is it won't add it to the menu automatically. You'll just make your pages, and that's just so you can make your pages without people seeing them. So you make your pages, publish them, get them all ready, and then just send me a link. Hey, Ben, I made a page called basketball, youth basketball. Can you add that to the menu under families? Yes, I'll jump in, or create a new tab up top called athletics and link it under there. Yes, and we'll do that for you. And so just kind of make things easier. So that is basically the training in a nutshell. I'll go ahead and create your login and send it to you now. That way you can get in and start playing around with it, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen here. Go back to my my camera here. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that you understand, and And just like always, you have a question or you need help with something, feel free to call, pick up the phone call. We'll do our best to get you taken care of. All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.